Hi guys, I'm Tracy. Thank you for joining me today. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of new products, not all new to the market, but new to me. So I have some really exciting items to be showing you guys, such as a new Pat Mcgrath quad that I am loving, and another Christian Dior luminizer, which I'm also loving. So if you want to see how I got this look with new products, then just keep watching. Okay, so the first one I got, and I featured this in my foundation video, I got another shade of the Estée Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue, and I got a deeper shade, and I actually tried this once, and it was a little, the shade is a little deep for me right now, but let me show you guys what I mean. It's not terribly dark, but it is a little darker than my natural skin tone, which I'm actually okay with that. You see that? Well, see, now that it's kind of drying, it's like kind of oxidizing. Anyways, I am gonna mix it with the Nars Naturally Radiant foundation in Fiji, which is the lighter of the two I have, and I use the Tarte smoothing primer. Okay, so let's see how this comes up. I've never tried this mix before, so I'm hoping it looks good. Okay, so yeah, I think that'll work. So I usually, on most days, I do mix my foundations, not just to get the right shade, but also to get the right finish. So this, the Futurist foundation is very luminous, so I like mixing it with a more matte foundation, so it's not too shiny. Okay, I'm going to be using the Koyudo Fupa number 2. So I think that'll work out. I was surprised at how much of a shade difference there was. The original color I got was 2N1, and this is 3N1, which is the one shade deeper. But it's a tad bit too deep, and the other one is a tad bit too fair for me. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit. I'm trying to get a little better with my photography skills and try to make my videos as clear and realistic as possible, because I know sometimes they look a little like kind of golden, like there's a golden filter on it, which I don't like. But hopefully you guys can see that. I'll cover that up in a little bit. Okay, so I really like the way the luminosity came out mixing those two. It's just right. Okay, now I am going to, so I'm going to do something really boring, and I apologize that this is not really a very exciting product, but I got two more of the Benefit Precisely My Brow. I use it in 3.5, and I thought, and that's the shade I've been using forever. I've bought so many of them. I decided to try the shade 3 light warm brown, and maybe this will come out a little better. I feel like the 3.5 was a little dark for my coloring, but we'll see how this is. And I'm pretty bad at doing my brows, so excuse the mess that I might create. I really like that shade. If anyone is wondering, I have a scar on this brow, and that's why there's this like bald spot. And I try to fill it in, but it doesn't always happen. I actually really like this shade. I think this is so much better than the 3.5. It's just, the 3.5 was just a little dark for me. All right, so that worked out really well. And I'm gonna just put a little bit of this. This is not new, and this does not work for my brows, but it's better than nothing. Now we're going to do concealer, and then we're going to do powder. I have a new powder, well, kind of new powder to try. I'm going to use the soft concealer. And oh wait, this is the, I got this pretty recently. It's the Nars Soft Matte Pot Concealer in Custard. I got a sample of this some time ago, and I really liked the way this shade came out, and I really liked the texture. I usually don't buy products like this because they tend to be drying, but this one was not. It's not. And this shade, there's something about this shade that is very flattering on so many skin tones. It like matches my skin tone almost perfectly. And the nice thing about this concealer, there's very little setting that you need to do because it already is pretty much dry, you know, right after you put it on. But I do powder under my eyes pretty much, you know, every day. I am going to be using, and this is sort of new, and I've had this for some time. I got this when it was new, and I just never really got the hang of it, and it immediately started developing hard pan, so it kind of discouraged me from using it. But I'm kind of steering away from the talc based powders that I've been using, like the Huda Beauty. I love that powder, but I do feel like talc causes milia around like my eye area, so I'm hoping that'll go away now that I'm using non-talc based powders. The reason I'm kind of not using this powder is that it's kind of heavy. If you put like a little too much, it looks a little heavy on my skin. So I have to really use it sparingly. But when I use it very lightly, it looks fine. Nothing groundbreaking, but I don't hate it. This is the shade Feathery, which is a little light, but I wanted something kind of light because I focus a lot of that powder, you know, under my eye area. All right, I think that came out just fine. Okay, now I am going to do a little bit of contouring, and I will use, oh, duh, it's right in front of me. Okay, And I like to dot it because I feel like when I swipe it, it sometimes can drag my foundation a little. I'm going to use the Houkodou angled brush, and I really do like this for cream contour and cream blush. I talked about this in my luxury makeup video, and I raved about how wonderful it is, and I still think it is. I'll try to do like a little bit more of a glam look because the palette I'm going to be using is pretty fancy. Okay. Sometimes when I feel like I dragged that down a little too much, I'll kind of clean it up with a little bit of powder. Okay, now we're gonna do a little bit of powder bronzer. I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty Glowish, and I talked about this on my Tati's favorites. What kind of brush should I use? I'm gonna use the Houkodou B110. Now this shade I got in medium 2. It's a bit light for me. I think I could have benefited from a slightly deeper shade. But one good thing about having a bronzer that's a little light is you can kind of just put it everywhere and it shouldn't look messed up. Okay, now I am going to, is it time? Okay, it's time to open up the star of the show, the Pat Mcgrath Ritualistic Rose palette. I just got this last night and it went on sale. Everything, most of her items except for like her newer items were 25% off over like Labor Day, and it was very hard to decide which one to get, but I am very happy with, did I say it right? Blitz Astral Quad and Ritualistic Rose. So these are all shimmers. So I am gonna try to make this work on its own, and if not, I'll dip into another palette, but I'm gonna try to solely use this palette. Okay, so I'm sorry if this doesn't come out that great. I am still, I'm still learning how to do my makeup. You know what, let me swatch it first so I can, I'm horrible at swatching, guys. Wow, it's so soft. Like when I just like press my finger in there, it's hard for you guys to see, but I think this will work. I think it'll be a nice transition shade. I hope it is. It's not super, it's actually not really metallic. It's kind of translating matte with a little bit of like a little glimmer of glitter or just a little shimmer. So far I am very, very impressed with this. I know when I did my video on her the other palette, Voyeuristic Vixen. It was my first Pat McGrath quad. I remember saying, you know, I'm glad I got this, but I don't think I will need another Pat McGrath palette. And then as I used that palette more, I just fell more and more in love with that palette, and I absolutely love Pat McGrath shadows now. Kind of sadly, but I'm very glad that I tried it and I took some time to understand the way the formulas work, because they are beautiful, beautiful shades. So I'm gonna try this, I guess, kind of pinky shade right here, pinky purple. Let me swatch it first so I could. A horrible swatch, but I just want to get an idea of how deep it comes out on the skin. So yeah, that is actually not a very bright color, although in the pan it looks like it is. You see that? It's beautiful. Oh, I'm really loving this quad so much. I know she kind of oh, not she, someone leaked her holiday palette and I could not find it to save my life, because all the influencers are, you know, they're being respectful. They're not showing the leaked image on their channel, which I respect. But I am curious, but it looks like it's one of those supersized palettes, like it's got 3 rows. So I think those are gonna, I have a feeling they're like 195 if I remember correctly. So I won't be getting that one. I like quads, and you know, at most maybe a 6 or 8 pan palette is really as much as I need. I love that. Can you guys see how beautiful that purple is? It's like purple and pink. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, and then I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just see if I can get this, this really like duochrome pink gold color. I'm gonna try to put it in the inner part of my eye, see how that comes out. Let me swatch it first. So this is one of her like super glittery, sparkly shades. I think it's a pressed glitter. I'm using the Rephr 21, which is really good for these types of formulas because it really grips on to those glitters and it applies them in a very intense way, which I think is the kind of Pat McGrath signature look, which I am here for. Where were these when I used to go out clubbing and bar hopping? I would have loved it if I had these back then. I don't know if you guys can see. Look how sparkly that shade is. Just so pretty. And I think this can kind of like go all over, you know. All right, I want to try all of the shades, so I am going to try, clean up my brush a little. I am going to try this really light, sorry, this is light is not helping. I'm going to try this really light gold shade here. Actually, I'm going to try it on a like really fine pencil brush. I'll see how that goes. I want to see how it, oh, this shade is, it's very hard. Let me try not to mix the colors. Compared to the other ones, it's like I mean, it's beautiful. It's just a very, it's like a dry formula. And this is a very, very shimmery shade as well, like the last one I used. Just try to put it right here. Wow, oh my god, they're so pretty. Yeah, this is like a perfect inner eye shimmer shade if you really want something that sparkles. I really hope the camera is picking up all this. Okay, and then I'm going to use a liner brush, like a flat liner brush to, I'll put the brown shade as a liner. Use the Sonia G Builder 3. Clean that off, which I love for lower line lining. I should have done this earlier, I guess. Oh my god, I am loving, loving, loving this palette. I'm so glad I got it. I think I even like it more than the Voyeuristic Vixen palette, which is, some people say, their favorite Pat McGrath palette. I got a little bit of fallout, which is to be expected from those shimmer shades. All right, I'm gonna go off camera and do, I'm gonna do a little bit of, I don't know, should I do some liner today? Maybe line a little bit and some mascara. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I did a little bit of lower line with the really deep matte shade in the Pat McGrath Voyeuristic Vixen, and I added a little bit more of the bronze shade, like a little bit higher than my crease, and I just kind of like blended it all a little bit more. But it's still a very dramatic look, and I absolutely love this palette. It was so much easier than the other palette, and I think that has to do with the fact that that was my first time using Pat McGrath, and I was really, I didn't know what to expect, so it was a little bit more, it was a little bit harder for me to use it. But I think now that I've gotten the hang of it, the Pat McGrath palettes have become a lot easier for me to use. I just realized this Dior blush smells like flowers. It smells really nice. Okay, I'm gonna try the Rosy Glow blush from Dior. I featured this in my luxury makeup video, but I have not been really using it, so I thought I would use it today. I'm using the Houkodou J5538. I don't want it to be very bright just because I have such a dramatic eye on today. All right, I think that's enough. This blush will kind of deepen with time. I'm going to blend it all together a little bit later. And then I am going to pull out my last new product, and this is, it's just kind of crazy that I bought this because I really am not into buying fancy highlighters, but I am so in love with the Dior Forever Rosewood Glow. I went ahead and I found the number 6 Coral Glow, and it's just, I mean, I just love these highlighters. This is so beautiful. This one is, it's fairly pigmented, so I'm gonna just kind of use it here. I haven't really tried, I've only used this once, so I'm kind of not really familiar with how it works like all over the face, but it is pretty pink. So I'm gonna just add it like right here, It has a slightly goldish tone to it, which I love. I was gonna get the golden glow, which might have been better for my skin tone, but this coral glow is hard to find. At least I couldn't find it for a while. So I saw it on Nordstrom and I just like kind of quickly got it, and it said it was the last one. So of course I was very proud of myself. But these are, both of them are so beautiful. I love both of them. So this one is more, I think this one has more pigment. It's more pink than the Rosewood Glow. Rosewood Glow is a little bit more neutral on my skin tone, and that one I can use all over. This one, I think I might stick to the cheeks. I don't know, let me try a little bit right here, see how it looks. Oh. That looks really beautiful there too. Oh, these highlighters are just so beautiful. They make your skin look so smooth and like, they're just amazing. I never thought I would say that about a highlighter because they generally don't look very good on me. Okay, and there was another quad that I was gonna show, but I just don't have any room to put more eyeshadow on, so I'll save that for another time. It's a Suku quad that I got. So that's pretty much it for my the new makeup that I got, and I like everything. I'm really happy with the way this look came out. Close there. I think this is like to me this is a very glamorous look with the eyes and the blush. Oh yeah, I wanted to put a little bit of lip gloss on. And this, I opened it, I've had this for a bit. These are the Buxom plumping glosses in Hot Toddy. I've had this in my drawer. I just didn't have a reason to use it because I don't like using gloss under a mask. But the shade is very, very beautiful. I love these glosses. They go on sale usually during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, but I didn't see this time, so I'm glad I got it during the last sale. Okay, so that I think completes it for today. Overall, I love that Pat Mcgrath quad. I am more and more starting to fall in love with her shadows, and this is pretty much the only product. I did try her concealer and I was having a hard time finding a shade that matched me, so I kind of gave up on that. But I'm really loving this palette. It's just so beautiful. And this, I already knew I loved this. I knew I loved this. And the Kosas, I'm going to keep using this just because it's a clean product, doesn't have talc, but I'm not going to recommend this. You can get the LYS translucent powder and it works just as well, and it's half the price. And this Coral Glow highlighter is just so beautiful. I think if you're maybe like my skin tone or deeper, this would work out great for you. If you are lighter than me, it would probably be more of a blush topper, but I'm just loving these so much. Okay, so that's really all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.